Good morning from Munich. We woke up a bit earlier to check out the gym. It was a decent size and they also provided cool towels and refreshing water too. This is probably one of my favorite breakfasts so far, as it had a lovely seating area but also a great variety of food. I was so happy to see smoked salmon. I actually forgot to record one more section, which was the granola and dried fruit section too. I again love the fresh juice, coffee, sausages, and you can customize your own omelets too. They even had fried rice and congee, but I didn't try. Since Munich is a much bigger city, we had more of a city tour on the bus than by foot.
Each of the 16 states in Germany, they have got a pretty wide autonomy. They are responsible for media, for education, police system, which is slightly different.
Since school is out, that's the time when all countries in Europe would have huge construction projects and everyone doesn't know when or how long it'll take to complete them.
So this is the Victory Gate on our left and also the Academy of Fine Arts.
Speaking of summer break, northern and southern Germany have different summer holidays because if they all had summer at the same time, it would be too busy, crowded, and chaotic with tourists too, and traffic and all. The northern part of Germany would have summer first, and then the southern part of Germany would soon follow after. The bathrooms are free at BMW and said to be one of the cleanest public bathrooms, so we did a quick pit stop.
During the Olympic Games, and they killed 2 of the athletes in this Olympic village, and the others were taken hostages and were brought to a military airport on the outskirts of the city.
BMW, has 2 colors, blue and white. The blue and white represents Bavaria, and the way it's patterned represents the aircraft propeller, as it once was an aircraft engine manufacturer. Google says otherwise, but our local tour guide said that's what it represents. We didn't go to the actual museum, but this side was already very cool, and you can buy a BMW there and they will ship it to your hometown. If anyone was wondering, yes, the bathrooms were neat, clean, and there were plenty of stalls.
Motorcycles cost just like a car.
That seats 15,000 people. That's nowadays in particular being used for the concerts, but any type of events. The underground in the city center, and at the end of this canal we will then come to the Palace of the Nymphs. One of our rulers 350 years ago, he got married to a princess of Italy.
We dropped by Nymphenburg Palace, which was one of the most famous royal palaces in Bavaria. The palace was a gift to Ferdinand's wife for giving birth to their heir Maximilian II Emmanuel. We didn't get to go inside, but it had countless rooms, and the other side of the palace, there were lovely buildings which were for servants. Nymphenburg was the summer residence of Bavarian monarchs, and King Ludwig II of Bavaria was born here in 1845. We'll learn more about him very soon.
A lot all over, not only with this brewery, because the lion, like the state colors, white and blue, are part of the coat of arms of the state of Bavaria. That was the house of Röntgen. Röntgen had invented the X-rays further north in this state in Würzburg, and then he moved to Munich and he got the first Nobel Prize for physics here 6 years after.
Back to breweries for a little more information. They must be locally made in order to possibly be part of the Oktoberfest, and the beer must be from one of the 6 major breweries in Germany. They can only serve the beer they made, and there are lots of strict rules in order to have a tent set up for people to enjoy. We made it back to the square, and we had a little less than 2 hours to browse around before we met up again. The event was over, so it looked way nicer and more quiet. We browsed a few shopping malls, and though many things were on sale, there weren't a lot of things that I personally liked. Next to the Glockenspiel, there is a mall called Ludwig Beck. They have AC and free restrooms there. Some more facts and history that I learned. Bavaria is the most Catholic part of the area, and it was once a standalone kingdom. Munich was 70% bombed in World War II, so many of the buildings are considered quote-unquote new. Nowadays, when traveling between countries in Europe, there are no clear borders or border controls, even at airports, because of the Schengen Treaty. It allows easy movement of people, goods, and services for those in the Union. As for school and education, the only pro thing according to our local tour guide is that education is free or very much affordable for everyone, locals and foreigners. Since a lot of money is used in that area, housing, food, and other things cost more because there's limited space. Alright, let's explore new places on this side of the Glockenspiel. Only a 5-minute walk will take you to a market area where there are souvenir shops, foods, and other fun stores you can enjoy and browse. Oh, it's a farmer's market. Oh, olives. These are all olives. Wow. Sauce. Okay. We're gonna have this.
Something else?
That's all. This is a thick piece of ham, and there's mustard inside for $3.50? $3.45? Nice. I really wanted to get ice cream because it was hot and it looked really good. Sadly, it took too long and we had to go. Why the rush? We're going to Linderhof and Oberammergau. We all thought we were going to see Neuschwanstein Castle built by Ludwig II, but we didn't. We saw another palace instead, which was a slight bummer. I wanted to see the Sleeping Beauty inspired castle. Alright, a little bit of history before King Ludwig II. First of all, Germany was a young country as it was established in 1971. Before that, it was part of the Holy Roman Empire. Fun fact, they're Germanic Bavarian tribes, but they wanted to be as strong as the Romans, so they named themselves the Holy Roman Empire. All kingdoms wanted Germany, and Austria wanted to unite Germany as well as Prussia. Germany had Prussia, which is current Berlin. Okay, now on to King Ludwig II. He became king at the age of 18 after his father's sudden death, and he didn't know how to be a king, and no one really taught him how to be ready to be a king.
Linderhof. So what we will do, of course Attila is super nice because he's stopping for us. So we will stop, I show you the way, just run behind me, we go inside to the big area, you take 5 pictures and then we run back to the bus, we sit on the bus and we continue. Looky, there's a cemetery coming first on the right hand side.
He was an introvert and acted very differently than his peers or the people he lived with. He loved music and gave Wagner a ton of money for more music and operas. He lost all his money pretty much because he wanted to build multiple kingdoms and each were unique but costly, of course. He planned and decorated them all. We're on our way to the Linderhof Palace, which he built actually. He didn't want to socialize with anyone, so he created a table that could sink down to the lower floor where his servants could place his food, and then it lifts back up to his bedroom so he could eat it by himself. He only loved his castles and music. He didn't do so well with managing anything else. His psychiatrist said that he was insane, and in the end, both the psychiatrist and Ludwig died in a pond. It's still a mystery till this day of what actually happened. You can't take any photos inside, but I can tell you that all but one room was covered with gold. It was pretty impressive, even though this was not a really huge palace. He was really into Greek myths too and decorated the ceilings with angels, Helios, and other Greek gods. Every 30 minutes or so, the Flora und Putin fountain will shoot up water to about 72 feet high. Hi, Dad.
Yes. Right hand side, left hand side, everything is painted with these beautiful frescoes, beautiful motifs. You can see there on the right as well again, really nice building, and still the right coming another one. Here there are different saints from Bavaria on the side of the...
Alright, to Obra Amagal we go. This little town is known for the Passion Play, which started in 1632. There was a plague called Black Death, and people prayed that if no one dies in this pandemic, they would do the Passion Play, which is pretty much the life of Jesus Christ. No one died, so that's how it all started. The play is 5 hours long, and once every 10 years, they would do this play for 110 times. If I'm mathing correctly, they would perform it twice a week. They use old German dialect Bibles. For example, in English, there's the Old King James Version versus NIV or NLT.
Nice everything.
Nice everything.
Later on during your stream.
This is hard to choose. Maybe.
Here.
No, I invite you.
Oh,
It's
thank
my
you.
treat.
Thank you.
No.
Since many people were farmers in the past, what did they do during wintertime? They started to carve religious statues out of wood since there were plenty of wood. Traders came, and then trading and selling those wooden carvings became a thing. Many farmers then quit their farming job and decided to be wood carvers. You can find lots of handmade ornaments, decorations, and such in Oberammergau and other little towns in this area. The clouds are so pretty.
Cuckoo, dear ladies and gentlemen, cuckoo, this is your wake-up call. Wake up, we are not far away from the hotel.
I quickly browsed at the supermarket before we picked a random place for dinner. On sale 而家
1 kilogram，
$3.49.
即係兩個半一磅。
Bananas on sale, $1.79 for 1 kilogram.
1磅貴啦。
So it's like $1 per pound. Avocado at $1.29 each. Kiwis on sale. Kiwi is 35 cents or euro. There weren't a lot of options, so we picked Q&Q Asian Fusion Restaurant because they were busy and had outdoor seating, which was cooler. And it was nice because if there are more people there, then the food should be more fresh. That's just my thought. Dad and I got the same thing, which was chicken fried rice. Though the chicken was a little too salty, it was the most tender white meat ever. I also found bok choy in there, which was interesting, but the flavors were good and they had great portions. The servers were also very nice too. Before we went back up to shower and sleep, we checked out the swimming pool and spa area. It was quite nice, and there was also an outdoor area where you can read, hang out, or chill. Just a place for you to chill. Okay. What a long but exciting day. Alright, time to get ready to sleep. We're going to another country tomorrow.